Ada beberapa pertanyaan yang berulang nih Mas, terutama bertanya tentang kenapa auto climate-nya tidak di common time frame, ini di edge time frame katanya. Mungkin
Oh,
itu dulu kan ya.
okay. There is a repeating question, Jose.
Yeah.
Is it about the auto climate? Why the auto climate is on common time frame?
Yes.
It's on edge time frame. Why it's not on common
Very
time
good.
frame?
Very good. Because today I'm talking about the 3D, right? So today I wanted to use examples to make sure that you guys understand the climate and the UFOs. I know you know by heart. The volatility is something that we don't talk too often about that, or we talk less often about that. And I just wanted to add that concept. And because I don't know everybody, and I know many of you for sure have been taking the courses with Dwiyan and the team, but maybe not everyone. So I did want to keep it very simple and not to use too many time frames. So that's why my preference would be to use a smaller time frame on the chart on the right here instead of 55. My preference would be to drop to a lower time frame to be as precise as I can with my risk, and instead of one target to have safety target, final target. Again, you get my point.
Oke, teman-teman, kenapa saya pakai auto climate-nya itu di satu time frame? Kenapa nggak pakai common time frame sama edge time frame gitu ya? Karena pertama kita pengen masukin konsep volatility ya, karena saya tahu teman-teman semua sudah paham lah, climate UFO sudah know by heart, ya, sudah tahu dari hati teman-teman semua, udah hafal gitu ya. Tetapi market volatility ini sesuatu yang jarang banget kita bahas ya. Kita jarang banget bahas tentang market volatility. Dan tentu saja buat teman-teman yang sudah pernah ikut kelasnya Dwiyan gitu ya, teman-teman sudah ambil kelasnya Dwiyan, teman-teman sudah ngerti tentang common time frame, edge time frame gitu ya. Dan idealnya saya nggak akan pakai time frame 55 di sebelah kanan, saya akan pakai time frame yang sebelah kanan itu lebih kecil ya. Jadi saya akan turunkan ke time frame yang lebih kecil supaya saya sangat precise entry-nya, sangat presisi, sangat akurat sehingga resikonya sangat kecil. Dan tentu saja harusnya saya nggak pakai satu target, saya pakai safety target dan saya pakai final target. Tetapi kemungkinan tidak semua orang sudah pernah ikut kelasnya Dwiyan, jadi saya berusaha membuatnya sangat simpel buat teman-teman sehingga cuma pakai satu time frame. Minimal supaya teman-teman ngerti konsep dari 3 dimensi tadi. Oke, Mas Fadli. Now we need to see another trade.
Satu lagi mungkin Mas, ini juga ada beberapa yang berulang.
Oke, one question more.
Kenapa STD dan current-nya nggak dilihat gitu?
Okay, the next question: why the STD and the current you not checking for the sustainable stats?
I'm sorry, I didn't understand that. The statistics.
Yes, usually we check the stats, but in this example, you are not checking the stats.
Yeah, again, it's the same answer as before because I wanted to focus on the concept of volatility, the concept of squeeze and expansion. I wanted to focus on that as something else to add. Today we only have 1 hour, so I just wanted to go straight to the point. Definitely, I love what you said. So think about this: if instead of using the 55-minute time frame, you use the 8-minute time frame, so you have a smaller UFO to do the trade with the edge time frame. That's better. And then on top of that, instead of only looking at these dots and looking at the squeeze, you also look at the statistics and you make sure the statistics are in your favor, even better, right? Because now you have more odds in your favor. I have ignored it just to save time to focus on the squeeze.
Ya, teman-teman, jawabannya sama ya, karena nggak semua orang mungkin sudah ngambil kelas saya. Terus kedua, kita pengen menghemat waktu karena waktu kita nggak banyak, teman-teman. Jadi kita cuma pengen ngasih tahu teman-teman konsep 3D tadi, konsep UFO, konsep climate, dan konsep volatility. Dan tentu saja kalau kita mau ideal ya, kita teman-teman bisa lihat di time frame 8 menit itu ada UFO yang kecil. Kalau UFO yang kecil tentu saja kita bisa entry dengan resiko yang sangat kecil, otomatis RR-nya jadi lebih bagus. Dan tentu saja idealnya kita juga nggak hanya lihat dotnya, tapi kita juga lihat statistiknya gitu. So ini tentu saja cuma untuk menghemat waktu ya. Kita pengen straight to the point menjelaskan konsep 3 dimensi. Climate, UFO, sama volatility.
Very good. Okay, so I believe that now the next one will be to go find another trade, or there are more questions?
Yes, another trade.
Okay,
Another trade, please.
Let's go for it. By the way, we got filled on this trade, so we'll come back later to check.
Ya, ini udah kepanggil, teman-teman, kita cek nanti ya.
Anyway, so let's go ahead and switch now to some of the minors, okay? Just to have a few more currencies, okay? And also, I would like to demonstrate that as well in a little bit of a higher time frame, just to have more diversity in the planning, okay? So I'm looking at a daily time frame, on the left, and we'll start with the Aussie CAD. Okay, looking at the Aussie CAD, and so what do we have?
Unconfirmed.
So it's not confirmed, right? And because it's not confirmed, so then there is no point on wasting time, okay? Because it's not giving us the odds we need. So then you just move, okay? That's it. It's that simple. We go check the Aussie Swiss franc, and what do we find here? Okay, well, we do have the compression, okay? And again, if I was to be a bit more purist, which we should, okay? So now you would look at the current amount of candles, which is 3, and you look at the statistics, which is 5, is 3 out of 5. So it's definitely the right time to enter short the market, especially given the fact that we have a squeeze, okay, which potentially will lead to an expansion, which means you get further and faster to get to your targets.
Oke, jadi ini sesuatu yang spesial teman-teman. AUDCHF kita bisa lihat kita punya climate yang confirm ya, terus kita punya compression ya, kita punya squeeze. Dan yang paling penting kalau teman-teman cek statistiknya, kita punya statistik 3 dari 5. Jadi kita punya kondisi yang ideal untuk planning trade karena kita punya squeeze. Kalau kita punya squeeze, setelah squeeze biasanya diikuti oleh expansion. Nah, kalau kita punya squeeze, setelah itu expansion, maka kita punya kemungkinan market bergerak dengan sangat cepat sehingga TP-nya lebih cepat nyampe.
Okay, so when looking at the UFOs, and now I am being purist, okay, I am looking at the common time frame is daily, the edge time frame is 55. So now I'm being a bit more purist. We are looking for UFOs located at 71.11, and unfortunately in this case we don't have them. Okay, so again, is the 3Ds, right? We got 2Ds out of 3, so no trade.
Ya, jadi kita lihat teman-teman, sekarang kita lebih hati-hati gitu ya. Kita cek di 55 menit, kita nggak punya UFO di harga MA. Jadi kita kehilangan 1D, jadi 2D dari 3 kita nggak ambil ya. No trade, kita punya 3D.
So we can move to the next one, which is the Aussie Yen. Okay, and when moving to the Aussie Yen, we can see the climate is confirmed. It's 2 out of 6. It's all good. And we can see a squeeze.
Ya, kita lihat AUDCHF, kita lihat ada compression, ada squeeze, climate-nya confirm, 2 dari 6, dan kita punya oke ya. I think I don't need to translate that one.
I think it's clear now, right? It's repetition.
Yes.
So we are looking at 83.81. Again, 83.81 is here. Okay, and unfortunately there is no UFO on this time frame, on the 55. Okay.
Ya, nggak ada UFO. Lanjut.
So we just keep going, okay?
Yeah. So, I think you can just go with the translation.
Yeah. So this one is not confirmed, so I'll just keep going. This one is not confirmed, I'll just keep going. This one is not confirmed, I'll just keep going. This one is confirmed. But what do you see here? Is it compressing or expanding?
Yeah, it's expanding.
Yeah, so
jadi
that one
bisa lihat itu confirm tapi dia expanding ya, bukan squeeze ya.
Yeah. So that's not what we're looking for. I mean, can you plan a trade? Yes, but the probability is less. Okay.
Jadi ini bukan yang kita cari, teman-teman. Kalau pertanyaannya, boleh nggak kita planning trade? Jawabannya boleh aja, tapi ini bukan yang kita cari. Karena probability-nya lebih kecil kalau kita lagi expansion. Kita maunya lagi squeeze ya.
So then we have the Euro Aussie. Okay.
Euro Aussie. Yeah.
The Euro Aussie, we may have something here.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So it's kind of flat in the last 2, but it's been compressing, correct? So we have a little bit of that. Candle 3 out of 6. So all of these make sense, right? And our reference price point is 55.10 on the daily.
Yeah, 55.10.
So do we have anything at 55.10?
Yes, I think.
Yes, we do. Right there.
Yeah, it's
right?
2 UFOs. Yep.
We got 2 UFOs, and because they are overlapping each other, we can go ahead and treat that like it's a big UFO instead of 2.
Yep.
Okay, so we can treat it like that. So trade number 2, my friends. Let's go ahead and plan trade number 2.
Yep, setup nomor 2, teman-teman.
So we're gonna go for the trade. I'll start with the target 157.65. Okay, so 157.65. That's the target. The entry will be 155.15. Okay, 155.15. Again, depending on your brokers and the spreads and everything else, you can round it up a little bit. Again, 16. I'll make it 16. And then for the stop will be located below 71. So that would be 154. Maybe we can do it like maybe 67, something like that. Again, it depends very much on the brokers. So this is a trade. All right.
Okay, Jose, you can continue.
Okay, very good. So this is a trade where you will be risking 49 pips in exchange to make 250. It's a 5-to-1. I always get very happy when I see a 5-to-1. At the same time, I always get very skeptical when I see a very good trade. Because the further away your target, the less likely you will get to your target.
Jadi kita lihat teman-teman, kita merisikokan 49 pip untuk mendapatkan 250. Jadi ini 5/1. Saya selalu happy kalau lihat 5/1, tetapi di saat yang sama saya juga jadi skeptis. Karena semakin jauh targetnya, semakin kecil kemungkinan nyampenya. So, yeah.
Yeah, in any case, the trade is worth it. My comment is that really the best way to take a trade like this would be to have multiple targets and, trail stop or scale out, manage the trade like we normally do, isn't it?
So 5/1 ini sangat worth it, teman-teman, layak diambil. Tetapi seperti kita sama-sama tahu, kalau kita punya TP sejauh ini 5/1, kita perlu punya beberapa TP ya. Kita mungkin bisa managing trade, bisa pakai trailing stop, atau juga teman-teman bisa scaling out ya. Kita akan manage trade-nya. Jadi mungkin kita akan pakai beberapa TP ya, multiple TP. Kalau 5/1 sejauh ini.
So let's say you want to raise $20 on the trade, just to pick a number. That would be 5 micros. 5 micros with MetaTrader is 0.05, isn't it?
Yeah, so 0.05 lot.
Yeah, so here I'm just going to type it, run numbers 5,000, and I'm just going to place the order.
Yep. There you go. Sudah kelihatan, teman-teman. You wanna place a safety target, maybe?
No, I'll just leave it like that, so we have more time to look at more examples.
Okay.
Because again, today I wanna really add as much value as possible. When it comes to trade management, I think that it should be clear.
Oke, jadi kita nggak bahas trade management, teman-teman. Jadi kita nggak bahas beberapa target, kita bahas lain waktu. So, Mas Fadli, your choose. You choose the question.
Oh, it's my turn.
Go ahead.
Beside EMA 9 inside or near UFO, how we can identify which UFO area is stronger than others? Because sometimes the UFO is with RMA.
What is RMA?
I don't know.
Okay, so the concept stronger, it's a dangerous concept because the word stronger may mean different thing depending on who says it, Okay. So that's the first thing I would like to say, but I have more to explain.
Maybe jadi yang pertama, teman-teman, konsep UFO mana yang lebih kuat dari UFO lain gitu ya pertanyaannya. Mas Jose, selain pakai EMA 9, kira-kira gimana cara kita tahu UFO mana yang lebih kuat dari UFO lain? Nah, jadi pertama, teman-teman, saya perlu kasih komen bahwasanya konsep stronger yang mana yang lebih kuat itu bisa jadi konsep yang berbahaya. Karena stronger atau lebih kuat itu tergantung dari siapa yang ngomong, gitu ya. Lanjut.
Yeah, because in one hand, stronger is a very good word, and to be honest, the app utilizes colors to do that. So when you see the green UFOs with the pure green, those are stronger than the UFOs which are olive green. So that's my first part of the answer.
Jadi sebenarnya dalam satu sisi gitu ya, kata stronger atau lebih kuat itu bisa jadi bagus gitu ya. Dan kita bisa lihat di sisi ini sebenarnya sudah di cover sama apps-nya ya. Teman-teman bisa lihat kalau yang hijau terang itu lebih kuat daripada yang hijaunya redup. Mas Benny mungkin chatnya private bisa ke Mas Fadli ya. Soalnya aku nggak baca chat ya. Oke?
Mm-hmm. So in one hand, here is the answer. The ones that are green, pure green or pure red are stronger than the ones that are olive green or maroon red. Okay? So that's the answer. But at the same time, it is not helpful to trade, to think like that.
Jadi di satu sisi tadi kita harus benar ya, bahwasanya kalau yang merah terang lebih kuat daripada yang merah redup, hijau terang lebih kuat daripada hijau redup. Tapi di sisi lain, teman-teman, itu nggak membantu kita berpikir mana yang lebih kuat.
Because think about this. Let's say you want to trade that UFO, which is strong. but you were to trade against the climate.
Jadi misalnya kita lihat, teman-teman bisa lihat, kita mau trade saksi UFO yang hijau ya, karena yang hijau terang, karena itu lebih kuat. Tapi gimana kalau kita melawan climate?
Sorry for that. So if you were to trade that UFO, but you trade against the climate, you have a statistical disadvantage. So even though the UFO is stronger, the orders will tend to be cancelled.
Jadi kita mesti cek teman-teman, mesti cek konteksnya. Walaupun kita lihat oke, itu lebih kuat gitu ya, tapi kita akan punya disadvantage, kita akan punya secara statistik kita nggak diuntungkan. Kenapa? Karena ya walaupun itu UFO yang hijau dan sangat kuat, tapi kalau berlawanan dengan climate ya bisa aja di cancel.
On the other hand, let's say you were to trade the other UFO, which is olive green, which is less strong, but let's say that UFO was coinciding with the EMF, for example.
Jadi misalnya di contoh lain, misalnya kita lihat, oke, ada UFO lain yang misalnya itu hijau olive ya, hijau muda gitu ya, yang redup gitu ya. Anggaplah itu nggak lebih kuat. Tetapi kalau misalnya, gimana kalau misalnya harga UFO tadi ada EMA 9 di dalamnya?
So then,
harga EMA.
So then the UFO is weaker, but then the EMA may add additional on-field orders, and then a weaker UFO becomes stronger.
Jadi oke, kita lihat UFO-nya lebih lemah gitu ya, tapi kita lihat di sana ada EMA. EMA bisa membuat tambahan on-field order masuk ke market. Jadi UFO yang lebih lemah bisa jadi lebih kuat nantinya.
So the way you want to think about trading with the UFOs, with the climate, with everything you do, it's not about looking at one tool and look for the magic setting, the magic something. It's all about the combination of elements. That is what gives you an edge.
Jadi itulah teman-teman, konsepnya adalah bukan kita fokus sama satu tools gitu ya, terus kita cari apa ya, magic formula atau magic setting gitu sehingga kita punya satu setting yang sangat luar biasa gitu, enggak. Idenya adalah kita menggabungkan beberapa elemen sehingga kita mendapatkan edge, kita diuntungkan secara statistik di trading gitu ya.
Very good, very good. Is there any more question?
Ada lagi Mas Fadli yang sudah sampean pilih?
Ya, dari Mas Benny ini udah repost beberapa kali nih dia. Jadi semangat banget belajarnya ya Mas Benny. Okay, Jose. He said, "Hi Jose, do you have a strategy that can combine auto climate or UFO with price action to allow us open multiple position in the same direction of auto climate or UFO and take advantage both the direction and volatility of auto climate? Or to put it simply, could you share your scalping strategy using this 3D approach from start to finish, please? Thanks."
Okay, well, that's a very, very difficult question to answer because there are many questions within the question.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, if I start from the end and I start from the concept of scalping, I mean, scalping, it's nothing more, nothing else than doing the same thing with a lower time frame.
Oke, jadi kita ada banyak banget pertanyaan teman-teman, karena itu pertanyaan di dalam pertanyaan. It's like question inception. So, jadi kalau kita lihat dari belakang teman-teman, pertanyaan tentang scalping. Scalping itu tidak ada strategi khusus teman-teman. Scalping itu tidak lebih dan tidak kurang dari melakukan hal yang sama hanya di time frame yang lebih kecil.
Yeah, so the issue with that is, especially depending on the currency that you use, is that many times when you go too low in a time frame, then the spreads may widen or may not be stable, and then your scalping methodologies don't work too well. So if you do scalping, you definitely need to use a very accurate broker, a very liquid currency, and then you just do the same thing you would normally do, but you do it with a very low time frame.
Ya, tapi problemnya adalah teman-teman, ketika kita turun time frame sehingga time frame yang sangat kecil gitu ya, seringkali kita bisa lihat marketnya nggak gitu stabil, terus spreadnya kadang-kadang lebar gitu ya, sehingga akhirnya membuat scalping kita tidak bekerja terlalu baik. Nah, kalau teman-teman pengen scalping di time frame yang sangat kecil gitu ya, saran yang pertama, teman-teman pastikan teman-teman pakai broker yang sangat akurat. Kedua, teman-teman pilih market yang sangat liquid, dan caranya sama, teman-teman tetap melakukan hal yang sama yang biasanya dilakukan di time frame gede, hanya diturunkan time frame-nya itu aja. Or maybe another suggestion, you can use future for your scalping if you want to go very low time frame.
Yes, and here is another suggestion. One more, just for fun, okay?
Okay.
Which is instead of using time frames based on time, okay, what you could do is use time frames based on ranges. So maybe if you use let's say for example a 3-range time frame, okay. So now, and look how crazy this could be, right? But now you end up with very, very, very tiny UFOs. Look at that, 70 to 69, right? So it's 1 pip, 2 pip UFOs, and you can be very active with that. But again, if you don't use the right broker and the right currency pair, this could be very complicated, isn't it?
Ya, jadi ini salah satu hal lain ini just for fun gitu ya. Teman-teman bisa pakai time frame, bukan time frame biasa tapi pakai time frame R atau range. Nah, saya lihat di situ, wah jadi pendek banget kan, 1 pip 2 pip UFO-nya. Tetapi ingat, ada spread di sana. Kalau teman-teman nggak pakai pair yang sangat liquid dan broker yang bagus spreadnya, ya malah jadi complicated ya.
Ya. Okay.
So he's asking about price action. But I think that's maybe candlestick pattern. So using candlestick pattern inside the UFO on the direction of the climate, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about candlestick patterns, to be honest, is another way to think of climate. Maybe with a bit less of an evidence, but it's kind of the same thing. Because, for example, if you see a head and shoulders, to pick one, you would anticipate a change on the trend. If you see a flag, for example, a bull flag, or if you see, any other formation of that sort, or even candlestick patterns, like for example, a doji,
Bullish engulfing, yeah,
an engulfing, a shooting star. So you would have an expectation for price movement after the pattern or after the candle. So as you have an expectation for the direction of price movement that is supposed to give you an edge, statistical advantage, you can go ahead and plan your trade around that with the volatility and the UFOs on top of your climate done by the price action analysis.
Jadi sebenarnya teman-teman price action analysis ya, price action atau pergerakan harga, analisa pergerakan harga itu sebenarnya mirip kayak climate sih, di mana kita memprediksi apa yang kira-kira akan terjadi berikutnya setelah suatu formasi. Misalnya kita lihat ada head and shoulders ya, berarti kita tahu akan ada pembalikan tren. Plusnya kita mengantisipasi pembalikan tren. Jadi itu kayak climate-nya sebenarnya. Climate kan tadi dibahas apa yang akan terjadi berikutnya. Kalau misalnya kita lihat bull flag ya, berarti kita mengantisipasi akan ada penerusan tren. Atau misalnya kita memakai candlestick pattern juga boleh aja. Kita lihat, ada doji, ada engulfing, berarti kita mengantisipasi setelah itu akan ada pembalikan arah ya. Dari situ teman-teman bisa merencanakan menggunakan volatility dan menggunakan UFO, di mana climate-nya itu diselesaikan dengan menggunakan chart action ya, price action. Jadi price action itu dipakai untuk melihat kira-kira nanti berikutnya apa yang akan terjadi gitu ya.
So for example, in this is just a random time frame, just to give you an example. So this is a 15-minute time frame of the euro. Okay? And here there was a clear shooting star.
Okay.
Right? A classical, like a book shooting star. So let's say you are trading at that time, right? And you are looking at the market, and this is how the market looks like, right? So you have the shooting star. So what do you expect? Well, you expect that if the next candle starts moving lower and goes below the low of that candle, which the low of that candle was 18.92.7, okay? So 18.92.7, let me get a line there. So more or less there in the low, right? So you expect, the line is not in the right place, but it's okay. Okay, you get my point. So if price goes below the line, then you would tell yourself, as a price action guy, you would tell yourself, okay, the shooting star is working and the market now is going to fall.
Okay. I think I don't need to translate that. It's easy to understand.
So what do? Then you would go into your lower time frame, find the UFOs. So now you can find a good entry and ride the move that is supposed to happen because of the chart pattern.
Alright. Jadi kita lihat punya shooting star gitu ya, dan kita lihat punya shooting star kita anggap sebagai climate, karena shooting star itu kan mengantisipasi kalau abis ini market akan turun kan gitu ya. Jadi climate kan kira-kira apa yang akan terjadi berikutnya kan gitu. Jadi bisa diselesaikan dengan chart price action tadi misalnya. Dan kita lihat setelah ini market turun, kita lihat low-nya di sana. Dan ketika harga sudah nembus low-nya, kita bisa turunkan time frame, kita cari UFO lain untuk ride the move ke bawah sebagai price action guys. Jadi sama aja sebenarnya. Alright.